What's up? How you doing? Here we are, beautiful Friday evening, dinner time. So today, this right here is biosin. I love biosin. Very, very flavorful. Get a sweet flavor to it, but you have to be careful. Biosin is very low in fat, extremely low in fat. There's no marbling, so you have to cook it only for a short period of time. If you cook it too long, it'll become very rubbery. So, short amount of time, boom, boom, take it out, and you're done. Salt, pepper, garlic. I have some olive oil, brand new. Love this brand here. This brand here, Cobram Estate, I love to use because not only is it cold pressed, but it's first harvest, which I always look for when I buy olive oil. Sometimes you don't find first harvest, but this one, first harvest. The fly. So anyway, right here we have seasoned shish kebab. Got spices on there, everything ready to go, put on the fire. I have water from Germany. Klosteri. Sparkling mineral water. Look at that. Nice and cold. I put it in the freezer for 30 minutes. 30 minutes, because I like my beverages cold. Look at that. Tasty, very tasty. So over here we have corn. And I have hamburgers, gourmet hamburgers, quality ground beef hamburger, and Honest hot dogs here, Honest dogs. Good stuff. Good, tasty. And I'm gonna grill some peppers. Look at that. Good looking pepper. So right now I'm gonna put the shish kebab on and the biosin. But first, salt, pepper. Garlic. So like I said, this biosin has to stay on for a very short period of time, otherwise you will ruin it. Otherwise, if you take it off quickly, it's very tender and very sweet. So, I'm gonna put them on the grill. Kabish. All right, I'm back. Dinner's done, finished cooking, ate it. We didn't eat all of it. We have plenty of leftovers because I bought a lot of food, but we had bias and we had Anaheim peppers, hot dogs, we had hamburgers, corn, so good amount of stuff, but we'll be eating tomorrow as well. But right now, pomegranate juice. Pomegranate fruit is like my favorite. When I was little and up until now, present day, I love eating pomegranates. I will buy nice big ones and I will cut them up and separate the whatever they call those things, the seeds, and eat. I love pomegranate. So this is pure pomegranate juice by Lakewood. It's one of my favorite companies that makes this stuff. This is not from concentrate. This is like they take it, they squeeze it, and they put it in here. And it's unfiltered, which means you have all the good stuff in here. So, I don't know if you can see that. So this is really, really delicious. I love it. This thing right here is like 14 bucks. 14 bucks for this. But it's worth like 15. Nice and cold. I can't tell you how much I love pomegranate. Since I was this big, when I was little, I would tell my father, you know, grab some pomegranate when you go shopping. Look at that. Unfiltered. Should have bought two. So my father would bring it home and I would sit at the kitchen table at night while watching television, and I would peel it apart and then separate all the seeds or whatever they call it. Delicious, rich. Watermelon and pomegranate. I love watermelon. You know, there's watermelon and then there's watermelon. Sometimes you get a watermelon and it's okay, but it's not, you know, it's almost like it's missing the mark. And then other times you buy one and every bite is perfect. When I was younger, and I say that, but that's the only thing you can say about the past. When I was younger, you can't be like when I was older. But in the past, I would stop by after work at the 24-hour grocery store, and I would go in there and I would pick a big watermelon. This is in the summertime, obviously. Oh man, that's so good. So I would get a nice one. My grandfather would say you gotta tap it, and if it makes a certain noise, then that means it's good. I don't know what that noise is. So I would go home and it would be very humid. I'd have all the windows open, I'd have the fans going. And this is before my father, you know, decided to get air conditioning. So I'd start cutting, and then I'd start eating the watermelon, and it was so enjoyable. And I don't know, by the end of the night, I would eat the whole thing. I'm talking about a big one, not the little baby ones you see these days. And the problem with watermelon is that you have to keep going to the bathroom after that. And just as you think you finished, about a half hour later you got to go again. So it interrupts your sleep. And I would always get a big one at night. So every 2 hours I would be up using the bathroom, because it's full of water. But can't stop eating watermelon. And pomegranate, oh man. I love both. I love both. Delicious. That I had the phone on me. So, beautiful night tonight. Nice. It's just, you know, nice temperature. Yeah, I went and did some shopping today for food. Got eggs, meat, got vegetables, and of course, you see the stuff here. Lakewood, unfiltered, pure pomegranate. Sounds like jet fuel. I could go for a good movie at the movie theater. Many years ago, there was a very, very cute little movie theater that my bride and I would go to, like on a Friday night, and it was in a very quiet building in a very quiet part of town. So we'd go there, we'd park, and we'd go inside. Everything was like half price in there, I don't know. And the theater usually was just me and my bride, no one else. Sometimes a couple of people, but usually it was just us two. And we'd sit there and we'd watch the movie, eat the popcorn, and it was enjoyable. I like those kind of places. Unfortunately, it closed down. Probably lack of business. Yeah, when I was a kid, there was a place that would get the movies late. In other words, a movie would be out, like say today, brand new movie, out today. Well, this theater would get it as a brand new movie 6 months from now. So what it would do is it would bundle up 3 or 4 of those kind of movies, and you would pay, I think it was like $3.50 back then. And you could sit through 1, 2, 3, 4 movies, and then you could keep sitting there and see them again. So I would go there. I went there a few times on my own, but no videos back then. I'm talking about way back. And so if you missed the movie, that was always a place that you could go find the movie 6 months later. Like say, for example, I don't know, it was a big movie in the say The Deer Hunter was out, and you missed it, and then it wasn't going to be on TV for like 3 or 4 years later, because those channels, they would buy the movie, but it would be later, later when the buying rights were cheap. Plus, they would cut out parts of the movie that were important because of commercial time, or because they were trying to reduce the R rating. So I would call up this theater, and I would hear the recording. And they would say, this movie is playing, and that the recording back then, when you would go see a movie, was very exciting for me. I would call up my local movie theater, and they would say, today at the Showcase Cinema, and then they would tell you what the movie was at 3:55, 5:55, 7:55, and then I would tell like a friend of mine, hey, there's a movie, you want to go, and we'd go. Well, this theater had all the old stuff, 6 months old, and I remember one day, I told my father, I go, can you drop me off at the movie theater? I want to see a movie. And it was about UFOs and stuff. It was like they made it like it was a documentary. Had all these mysteries and stuff. So my father dropped me off, and I don't know where he went after that. And I watched it twice. And then I was outside waiting, and my father had a station wagon. It was a Chevy Impala, 1973. And it had a purring sound, so I knew it was him. Anytime he would come closer, it had it was like a cat. But I sat there that day and I watched on my own, and I think I was like the only person in the theater that day. I remember the theater was big, wide. It was an old-fashioned place, and I sat in the middle towards the front, and it was just like me, only me. So yeah, now it's different. Now those places, there's a few of them, like, for example, Quentin Tarantino has one on Beverly, which I've never been inside of, but I've been on the outside. And he shows movies in there on the old-fashioned projector, 35 millimeter. And I always say, you know what, I'm going to go there one day and catch a movie, because they have, sometimes they'll show, his stuff, but it's not digital, it's all analog, which I like. Well, I can't tell you how fresh this stuff is. Even says fresh on the label. Drink the whole thing. I'll be putting some video that I shot in Alaska very soon. Liked it up there a lot. Quiet, a lot of empty space. Shake well. I shake everything well, except water. Little helicopter going by. I'm still waiting for the aliens to show up. The life forms from different planets. I'm right here. If you want to, take me away for a little bit, show me around. That always has fascinated me. The universe in general fascinates me, just for the fact that it's here. I always think about, why there's something rather than nothing. That's always something that's in the back of my mind. And then it comes to the front. And then I keep thinking about it, and then it boggles my mind. It's very strange to me. Sometimes I look at human beings walking by and I go, what's going on here? Where'd all this come from? It's very strange. And if not for two people getting together coincidentally at some point, you wouldn't be here to analyze any of this. It might as well not be here. It's only that we're here that we're able to, and that's obvious, right? But it's only that we're here that we're able to witness that this reality exists. And maybe there's other realities in other places that you can't get to no matter how fast you go, that aren't part of this reality, but you'd have to be born into those realities to know that they exist. Maybe there's endless worlds, endless universes that are not even close to each other, or the concept of close, or in the actual place where the other is, doesn't exist, because one might be here, but the other one may be in a place where it's not attached. It's not that, it's not a matter of speed, in other words, to find the other world. It's in a whole different part of some other part. I'm telling you, these things, they get on my nerves because it's hard to find the words to express the thought. But yeah, I always think about that. Why is there something rather than nothing? And nobody knows. Nobody knows. I'm talking about in reality, nobody knows. I'm not talking about people that think they philosophically have explained it away. Wow. But yeah, sometimes I'm sitting at a restaurant, I'm looking around, I go, wow, look at this. This is the reality that I'm born into. And all of us are in the same boat. All of us. We have this massive universe, which I believe is much bigger than we think. I think we could see, let's use the number 90, 95, 100 billion light years across. So from this edge to this edge is, say, 100, just round it off, 100 billion light years. It takes light 100 billion years to go from here to here, and we're here. But I think the universe is many, 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 many times bigger than what we can see with a telescope. It's just strange to me. I think about it a lot. It's one of those things, it's always in my mind. And we don't know if there's life out there beyond us. I speculate that there is life out there because of the vastness of the universe, but we've never found anything. So SETI keeps looking. Telescopes, they look, they find nothing. They look around, they see nothing. But it's just really strange, very strange. I don't know where they make this. Tough to read in the dark. You start getting very pensive when you're on your own and in a very, beautiful world, like maybe at nighttime, in the middle of the desert, clear sky, no moon out. You look up and it's like thousands and thousands of little stars. And it makes you wonder if there's any life on any of those solar systems. There's got to be something. But like I said, so far, crickets. So far, nothing. Early man looking around couldn't make sense of anything. They just came up with fairy tales, and those existed for thousands of years. Some of them still exist, but those they give you a little bit of comfort up to a point, especially in the primitive world, but then after that they don't help at all. They don't help, because you really want to know what it is and where we are and what's going on here. And the fairy tales, they don't provide the answers. So anyway, what's the biggest it doesn't say. I want to know what like a secret ingredient do they have in here that is beneficial to health, but it doesn't say. I wonder how many pomegranates make this up. So good. All right, that's it for now. Ciao.